A major cyber attack never happens in a day or with a single click. It is a planned process, which progresses step by step, just like a chain is added one link at a time. This process is called the cyber kill chain, a 7-step model that shows how hackers go from choosing a target to taking full control of a system. In today's video, we will look at these 7 steps in great detail, with a practical example for each, and most importantly, see why understanding this chain is the greatest weapon for a blue team professional. Cyber kill chain model was developed by Lockheed Martin, a defense company, inspired by the concept of military attack strategy. In the military, a kill chain refers to the steps from identifying a target to disabling it. This same concept has been applied to cybersecurity to understand the hacking process. The basic idea is if you know exactly which steps an attacker takes, you can break the chain at any one step and stop the entire attack. This is the greatest value of the cyber kill chain. It is not only a tool for understanding attacks, it is also a strategy for defense. Before we start the video, a small disclaimer: this content is purely educational and for defensive security purposes. Our main objective is to educate and protect systems from hacking or cyber threats. Here's a quick look at the entire chain. 7 steps: reconnaissance, weaponization, delivery, exploitation, installation, command and control, and actions on objectives. Now let's look at each step in more depth. First step is reconnaissance, which means gathering information. Here, the attacker gathers information about the target before the attack. They look for employee names, email formats, software used, and social media information. Practical example: identifying the head of the finance department by looking at LinkedIn, then creating a believable phishing email with that information. This step is directly related to OSINT, because most of the information is gathered through OSINT. How to prevent it: be aware of social media and limit the company's public information. Second step is weaponization, which means creating a weapon. Here, the attacker uses the information collected in the first step to create malware-laden files, phishing emails, or exploits. Practical example: a PDF is created using the information of the head of finance that looks like an official presentation, but has malicious code hidden inside. The code is run when the file is opened. This step takes place entirely in the attacker's own environment, so the defense team has no chance to do anything directly. However, it shows why many attacks are customized to specific targets. Third step is delivery, which means delivering the created weapon to the target. This is where the attack first comes into contact with the target. This is usually done through an email attachment, malicious link, infected USB, or compromised website. Practical example: the attacker sends the PDF file via email, giving the subject conference follow-up, your requested slides. The email seems normal to the target because they are going to a conference. How to prevent it: email filtering, spam detection, attachment scanning, and phishing awareness among employees are most effective at this stage. Fourth step is exploitation. Here, malicious code is activated and enters the system by exploiting a vulnerability. Practical example: when a finance major opens a PDF file, the code inside is executed in the background by exploiting an unpatched vulnerability in the PDF reader. The user does not notice anything because the file also opens normally. How to prevent it: keep software and operating systems updated regularly and use endpoint detection and response EDR. The fifth step is installation. Here, the attacker establishes a permanent presence on the system so that it can easily enter again later. Typically, a backdoor is installed in this step, which allows secret access. Practical example: malicious code installs a hidden program, which runs automatically when the computer starts and looks like a normal system file. How to prevent it: use application, whitelisting, and regularly audit the system to identify unusual programs or startup entries. The sixth stage is command and control C2. The backdoor installed here communicates with the attacker's server, allowing it to remotely control the compromised system. Practical example: the infected computer regularly communicates with the attacker's server to receive new instructions, much like a remote-controlled robot. Now the attacker can spread further into the network or try to gain more access. How to prevent it: detect unusual communications using network traffic monitoring, firewalls, and intrusion detection systems IDS. Seventh and final step is actions on objectives. Here, the attacker implements his main objective. This objective could be data theft, encrypting files and demanding ransom, system destruction, or long-term espionage. Practical example: the attacker secretly copies the company's financial and customer data to his own server, then tries to sell or blackmail them. In this step, the defense team's job is to limit the damage, quickly isolate the system, and implement an incident response plan. Now, let's get to the most important point: why this model is so valuable. The biggest strength of the cyber kill chain is that the defender has not just one, but 7 different opportunities to stop the entire attack. Even if reconnaissance is missed, it is possible to stop the attack at the delivery, exploitation, or command and control stages. This is why modern cybersecurity uses defense in depth, not one, but multiple security layers, so that if one fails, another can break the chain of attack. This is the main job of a SOC Analyst or Blue Team, to identify attacks at each stage and stop them as quickly as possible. One important thing to note: cyber kill chain is primarily designed for malware and external attacks, so it may not be fully applicable to all types of attacks. That's why modern models like the MITRE, att, and CK framework are also used, which we'll look at in the next episode. However, cyber kill chain is still an important foundational model. This was a complete breakdown of the cyber kill chain with practical examples. In the next video in this playlist, we'll look at the MITRE ATT and CK framework, a more detailed and modern model that categorizes thousands of real-world attack techniques. Subscribe to the channel. We'll be covering this entire roadmap step by step.